here today at SH Jones tasting some new wines from South Africa. Again, just like the last time, we're tasting wines from Scotland. This time we're tasting the wines from AA Badenhorst. Now, RD Badenhorst, who I assume is the AA in the name, is a guy who is very well respected in South Africa. He's a bit of a rebel. He's probably best known as the person who, for 7 or 8 years, I suppose, was the winemaker at Rustenburg, which is one of the most historic, well-respected classical estates in South Africa. What he's done next is far from classic. He's gone to Swartland, which is this region that used to be a grain-growing area and sort of an area that was making wines that were sort of mass-produced in the co-ops, and he's suddenly joined this movement that's happening there, growing grapes on low-yielding bush vines that tend to be older than the industry average in South Africa. And it's here that sort of Rhone varietals are really taking off. We've got 2 wines to taste. He's got 2 ranges of wine. He has a Secretaires range of wine, a Chenin Blanc and a red blend, which are $8.99. We're not tasting those today, although they are both absolutely fantastic. What we're tasting today are the Family Vineyards wines, the white blend and the red blend. So we'll start with the white blend. The white blend, according to the label, is a blend of 29% Chenin Blanc, 23% Roussanne, 11% Viognier, 11% Chardonnay, 10% Grenache Blanc, 5% Colombard, 5% Grenache Gris, 2% Semillon, 2% Verdelho, and 2% Claret Blanc. Now, I am pretty sure that although there's a huge number, 10 varieties there, I think there's another 3. From talking to Ardy when I was visiting there last year. I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure there's another 3. And the reason they're not on the label is that they're not actually technically permitted for a wine of origin from Swartland in South Africa. And he has enough trouble as it is getting wines to pass the taste boards that allow his wines to be sold and exported. He's got one wine which is a fabulous Solera aged underfloor sort of Vin Jaune type wine, which has completely failed, and we were hoping that we'd be able to have it here at SH Jones for our South African promotion, but unfortunately we can't. So we've got these, £20.99, so they're not cheap wines by any stretch of the imagination, but I think they are really good value. It's got a lovely sort of golden hue to it. On the nose, rich. There are sort of rich, there's hazelnuts, there's sort of some citrus notes, there are some sort of nutty notes, there's some sort of almost marzipan-y kind of notes, which is that sort of almondy, rather than the sort of toasty hazelnut sort of nuts, sort of fresh blanched nuts rather than roasted or something. But really, really complex, there's sort of floral aromas. Today, it's about the first sunny day we've had in England this year. On the palate, I'm serving it a little bit warm. It's a wine that doesn't want to be too cold. If you get it too cold, it's going to really dampen down some of the really sort of delicate aromas. We had this after it had been open for 7 or 8 hours. When we were out there with seafood, and it's fantastic like that. And if you do buy some, please put it into a decanter, put it into a jug, because it's going to be so much better. It really, really, really enjoys the air, and don't get it too cold. If you put it in the fridge, and that's your only way of getting stuff cold, get it out half an hour, 40 minutes, even an hour before you're going to drink it, so that it isn't too cold, because it really, really benefits from being sort of cellar temperature rather than room temperature. 12 or 13 degrees is perfect, I would think. It's got really nice acidity, it's really fresh. It's got really good, terrific length as well, it really follows through. It's quite a broad, quite a fat wine, but it's completely different to anything else you're going to taste. And for that reason, it's so interesting. It's exactly the kind of wine that I want to be drinking. And it's exactly the sort of wine that I'm going to be buying over this summer for drinking. If only I could afford it more often, but as a dinner party wine, I think it's terrific. It's beautifully packaged. It's not going to be to everyone's taste, this packaging that he's gone for, but it's very, very traditional and very, very arty in his own sort of way. We move then onto his red blend. Now his red blend doesn't have so many great varieties in it. This is a Syrah-based blend, so the vast majority of wine in here, of the grapes in here, are Syrah, it's Shiraz. It's 82% Shiraz, 16% Sanso, 1% Mourvèdre, or 1% Grenache. And as I went around the shops earlier this week tasting this wine with our shop managers, they kept saying to me, well, why 1% Mourvèdre, why 1% Grenache, why put it in there? And the key thing to remember is that wine is like food and you need seasoning, and that 1% just gives it a little bit of difference. It's the salt and pepper, if you like, in the wine there, the Mourvèdre and the Grenache. On the nose, there's a sort of blue curranty kind of a blueberry sort of aromas in there. Kind of one of the shop managers described it as smelling like blueberry muffins, and it is exactly that. It's wonderful. There are sort of violets and fragrant things, as well as sort of morello cherries and blackberries and blackcurrants. So lots of fruits, lots of floral. There's some sweet spice, some sort of vanilla, some cinnamon, that sort of thing. It's really complex. It's got a gloriously deep colour. On the palate, it's full and it's rich. It's really concentrated fruit, but the fruit isn't overly ripe. There's some lovely acidity coming through on the palate, which really draws through. Sorry, the acidity is really hitting my mouth. The acidity really sort of draws you through, gives you really good length and really good focus to the fruit. And for that reason, it's a big wine, but it's really, really fruit friendly as well. And again, £20.99. I think that for a smart occasion, both these wines are perfect.